Now it's live on Facebook as well. Okay, so can you see this on Facebook now? Isabel, I'll make you co-host.
Yes, you can. Yes, you are live now.
You're
Thank you.
live? All right. So let me make you co-host. Hang on. So in case of any technical issues, you can also help. Okay, so now you are co-host. All right, so let's begin. All right, so now it's Facebook Live, it's streaming live, and now you can see my screen as well. You can hear me, you can see me, everything is fine. All right, so we were talking about the ground rules and the mobile phones. So please keep your mobile phone, don't switch off, keep your mobile phones away for the entire duration of this workshop so that you can focus on the content. Question answers, yes. Please raise your hand. You have an option to raise your hand and you can ask questions whenever you have any. And we'll try to address them as you go forward so that it can be addressed and you can concentrate on the content, inshallah, by a great deal. Notes, we appreciate, acknowledge, strongly recommend that you make notes. Take notes so that you can share the notes with other people. And you can share it with yourself so that it helps you in self-reflection and helps you, inshallah, in reproducing the content. So let's say if you want to if you want to refresh your content after a couple of months, these notes will help you by a great deal. Sharing, well, we emphasize on sharing. We would recommend that you go and share the content with anyone that you like, especially your family members, your children. If you're an adult and you're attending here, please share the content with children and your friends and family members so that it reinforces your learning as well as it becomes beneficial for other people. And it becomes a reward or a sadaqah for you as well. So these are a couple of things. So let's move on now. Language. All right. So language is English or Urdu. We thought about it. Most of our workshops are in English or Urdu mix. But today we have decided based on our participants, we have decided to do this in English. So let me just have a quick look over the participants. All right. If you can just give me a second here. All right. Okay. Thank you. Fine. So we'll go by English, inshallah. Now, I would like to know, before moving forward, I would like to know what is the average age of our audience? Because if we have children, then we need to take care of them as well. If we have only adults, then of course we'll go with a different flow. So if you are a youngster, let's say a child or a teenager, I would like you to rename yourself. Zoom allows you to rename yourself with your name and dash and your age, so that I know that you are a youngster and you are here. We are privileged to see you, and we are honored to hear over here in the workshop. Well, if you are an adult, you don't have to write your age. This is fine. I'm asking only for the children, so that we could know who are the audience and we can handle the workshop and the questions accordingly. All right. So if you're an adult, you need not write the age. Only if you are a child. Okay. So I have someone here. All right. With Asia is 13. All right. This is fine. All right. Okay. Great. All right. Fine. I got it. So let's move on. Okay. So let me tell you a little bit about Mumkin before we move on. That Mumkin is a coaching company. It's a coaching platform, registered company in Pakistan, and it comprises upon the highly qualified coaches from different coaching schools in the world, like Mars Venus and Marshall Goldsmith or Ericsson. These are all topmost coaching schools in the world. We coach individuals in relationship improvement in any of the areas that these people, whoever wants, they want to improve, coaching is the way forward. So be it relationships, be it health, be it career, be it qualifications or progressions, be it personal organization for that matter, or be it financial management for that matter. Coaching is forward focused, and coaching helps you go where you really want to go. Coaching does not mean that you have a problem or you have a challenge necessarily. No. If you have one or more areas of improvement in your life, then you are a right candidate for coaching. So like I have a coach for the last 6 years, and I've been speaking to my coach every week. We also coach organizations. So when we work with organizations, what do? We work with businesses. We coach them become more profitable, become better at whatever they're doing. We coach the individuals in the organizations, the executives, the business leaders, and team leaders, managers, and so on and so forth. So this is in a nutshell what we do. All right, so let's dive into our subject. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created human minds in a way that they have two parts, two segments. One is called right brain and one is called left brain. How do we know that? The research has produced this result, or this has been known to us by research. And of course, there could be something about the human brain which we are not aware of, which we do not know. And it is very much possible, because brain is something that researchers have been after that ever since, and they have been finding and exploring further and getting to know more and more about the brain as time passes by. So whatever research is available, it shows the brain has two parts. One is the right brain and one is the left brain. So what are these two brains? Let me briefly go over that, and then we'll go further with the subject. So the right brain is, as you can see on the right side of this brain, the right brain is more related to colors, rhymes, its emotions, sensitivity, a clear, complete, holistic picture, being able to look into the future, and picturization. All this is related to right brain. So what is related to left brain is logic, mathematics, reasoning, as you mentioned, and step-by-step procedure, planning. All this comes from the left side of the brain. So these are two things. Now, some people are right brain oriented, and some people are left brain oriented. It is not possible that a person is completely left brain oriented or completely right brain oriented. This does not work. For some people, they are the right brain is dominant, or for some people, left brain is dominant. Usually, for men, left brain is dominant because they are good in mathematics and logic and so on and so forth. Women are better in right brain. I mean, their right brain is more dominant. That's why they're able to. They are more artistic. They can create pictures, and they can express their emotions well, and so on and so forth. So men try to fix it and have a logical explanation for everything, where women, they come from a different viewpoint. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created these two separately, just to help us understand that we are two separate human beings, and we need to understand each other well. All right, so let's move on. All right, so I would like to do a small exercise. Can you see the posture in this picture? So I would like you to, I would say 1, 2, 3, and I would like you to sit in your natural way. Natural way, don't copy the picture, just sit in your natural, which is one leg over the other, right? 1, 2, 3. Now you need to do in your chair or wherever you're sitting, just do it naturally. Just do it naturally. Of course, I cannot see that, but I believe that you can understand what I'm saying, what I'm asking you to do. Now, the purpose of doing this exercise is to help you understand a little bit. If your right leg is over your left, that means most likely you are left brain oriented. Because if it is the left side of the brain, it controls our right side of the body. So right hand and right leg is controlled by the left brain. If it is right brain, then mostly it controls the left side of the body and left leg, of course, right? So if your leg If your left leg is over the right one, that means mostly there's a higher probability that you are right brain oriented. So this was a small exercise. Let's move on. So I would like to have another exercise. Do you see the picture over here? And I'm sure you can see that. So this is the thumb, this is the index finger, middle finger, this is the ring finger, and this is the pinky. So these are 5 different fingers in our hand. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created them, and we are so thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this. So I would like to do a small exercise over here. Okay. So I would show you one of my fingers, and I would show you out of these, right? And I would ask you to point the same finger. You need to do this exercise very, very quickly. The moment you see me, you have to do it. I repeat this exercise. That in a moment we are going to do this exercise, that I will ask you to show me one of your fingers. Of course, your cameras are not on, but you can see your fingers by yourself, right? And you need to do this very, very quickly. All right. So ready? 1. Any finger, whatever that I ask you to do, whatever that I ask you to do, you need to highlight that finger in front of you. All right. Okay. All 5 fingers are here listed with their names. All right. This is a very important exercise. All right. 1, 2, 3, go. Show me your index finger. Show me index fingers. Index fingers. Index fingers. Index fingers. Now, let me ask you a question. How many of you were showing the thumb, and how many of you were really showing the index fingers? All right. Can you quickly come on the chat? All right. Some people have raised their hand. All right. Okay. Index fingers. All right. Someone says index finger, thumb, index finger, thumb. All right. Index finger. All right. Great. Great. So half of the people are saying thumb. Half of the people are saying index finger. Index and other thumb as well. That's interesting. Or probably, since you are watching 2 people together, okay, I started with wing. All right. Okay. So different people have different inputs. You know why it happened? I asked you to show me your index finger. This is the index finger. But at the same time, I was showing you my thumb, right? So there is a natural ability that you do what you see me doing. So I was showing my thumb, but I was asking, or I was chanting or screaming for index finger. So this is just what happens, that you tend to believe what you see in actions, that you tend to believe what you see by yourself, by your eyes, not by your listening, right? So there's a difference. Similarly, children, they do not do what you ask them to do, what they listen. No. Children do what they see you doing. So that's why we face day-to-day challenge every day at home, especially when parents say our children do not listen to us, and so on and so forth. So people who have shown the index finger, this is fine, and people who have shown, I mean, they are good, and people who have shown the thumb, that means they were looking at me more than really thinking about what was required. But this is okay. This was a small little experiment to help you understand that you need to be more mindful by looking, and as well as by listening, not hearing, by listening as well. All right, so let's go further. All right, so let me go to the next slide. All right, there's another exercise before we take a deeper dive. Now see this, you will find colors over here. Now you might have seen this earlier. I got it from somewhere on the internet. It's not uncommon. Now if you see, the right brain tries to say the color, but left brain continues to say what is written over here, right? Similarly, you'll find it much easier: yellow, blue, orange, black, red, green, purple, and so on and so forth. But if I ask you to pronounce the color, you will take some time. It means the first letter which says yellow, it is green, then it is red, then it is blue, and that is yellow and blue and black, and so on and so forth. Now this takes more time because we are not habitual. So that means it clearly shows that one side of my brain is more dominant than the other side of the brain. Most likely, men are mostly left brain oriented. So probably and most likely, I am also left brain oriented. That's why I go always with logic to my wife, and she never understands my logic. She always comes up with her expressions and impressions, her right side of the brain. All right, so let's move on. All right, the story begins. So there's a story. There's going to be a story, and what I'll do is that I would request you to sit straight, close your eyes, and take 3 deep breaths. Sit straight, close your eyes, and 3 deep breaths. And then you have to listen to me very, very carefully. I will narrate a story to you, and you will follow me in the story, and we'll discuss whatever later on. But you will just follow me on the story, and please do it honestly and religiously and as perfectly as best as possible. All right. Okay. Now 2 people are raising their hands. I'm not sure what they want. All right. If you have any questions, please raise your questions now. I'm muting all participants here. Hang on for seconds. Mute all, so that mics do not disturb. Okay. Mute all. All right. So the story begins like this. Close your eyes, sit straight, 3 deep breaths. The story begins like this: that you are walking in a thick, dark jungle. It is so thick, so dark that you cannot see anything. It's hardly you can see anything. It's so dark and thick jungle. Why did you go there? To attend the marriage ceremony of your friend. You went to the jungle to attend the marriage ceremony of your friend. And what you received in the food in the marriage ceremony to eat was mangoes. Now you are moving to the dark, thick jungle to attend the marriage ceremony of your friend, and what you found over there is big yellow mangoes. Can you see that mango? It is so big. It is so big inside. It is so heavy to lift. Wonderful yellow mango. Fortunately, you do not have anything to cut. You got a small piece of scissors, very, very tiny piece of scissors. So imagine this is the big mango, you are holding it, and then you are cutting it. Try to cut the mango with a small little scissor. The moment you cut it, the gold coins started flowing out of the mango. Gold coins, beautiful, glittering gold coins started flowing out of the mango. You were so hungry that you started eating the gold coins. You were so hungry that you started eating the gold coins. One of the gold coins got stuck in your throat. One of the gold coins got stuck in your throat. And you screamed, "Doctor, doctor, doctor." And the doctor came on a camel. Doctor came on a camel. He was sitting on top of the camel. When you screamed, "Doctor, doctor, doctor," the doctor came on a camel, and he was sitting on top of the camel reading a huge newspaper. Can you see that? Doctor was reading a huge newspaper. And on the front page of newspaper, there was a big picture of Rajiv Gandhi. Big picture of Rajiv Gandhi. Rajiv Gandhi used to fly aeroplanes. So you went to see his aeroplane. So you went to see his aeroplane. When you went to see his aeroplane, you found all of the passengers were monkeys. All of the passengers were monkeys, except for one small, little, beautiful girl. And the girl screamed because girl was scared. She screamed, "Police, police, police." And the police also came immediately. And strange police, when the girl said, "Police, police, police," They came with torch in their hands. They came with torch in their hands. One of the torches fell down, and it resulted in a huge explosion. Huge explosion. The explosion turned into a cloud, thick, dark cloud. You are sitting on top of the cloud. And now you are sitting on the top of the cloud, and you see a garden down there, a beautiful garden, such a beautiful garden you have never seen before. And in the garden, there are all diamonds spread across. All diamonds spread across. You jumped and you started collecting diamonds in your small little black color bag. Can you see that small little black color bag? There are so many diamonds, and you're trying to push diamonds in that small little black color bag. All of a sudden, you remember it was just a dream. All of a sudden, you come to realize it was just a dream. Nothing else but a dream. And then you see your mother. You see your mother calling you for breakfast by throwing water. See your mother throwing water on you, sprinkling water just to wake you up. So when you came out of the dream and you saw your mother throwing water on your face, she calls you for the breakfast. And after breakfast, you start riding your small little tricycle. A small little tricycle. So I repeat the story. The story goes like this, that you are walking in a thick, dark jungle. It was so dense, so dark. Why did you go there? To attend the marriage ceremony of your best friend. When you reach in the marriage ceremony, what you get to eat is big, yellow colored, thick mangoes. They are so heavy. See, it's so big, the mango is so big. You did not have anything to cut except small little scissors. With a great difficulty, you cut the mango. What started coming out is gold coins. Can you see the gold coins coming out of the mango? And you were so hungry, you started eating gold coins. And one of the gold coins got stuck in your throat. And you started screaming, "Doctor, doctor, doctor." And a doctor came on a camel. Can you see the doctor sitting on top of a camel? Doctor came on a camel. He was reading a huge newspaper, very big newspaper. Can you imagine, so big newspaper? And on the front page of newspaper, there was a picture of Rajiv Gandhi. Rajiv Gandhi used to fly aeroplanes. So you went to see his aeroplane. You saw that all passengers over there were monkeys, except for one small, beautiful girl. And the girl started screaming, "Police, police, police." And the police came immediately with torch in their hand. One of the torches fell down, resulted in an explosion. And the explosion turned into a cloud, thick, dark, black cloud. You are riding on top of the cloud. See yourself riding on top of the cloud. And then you find a beautiful garden down there. A beautiful garden. What a strange garden. It has diamonds spread all across. You jumped and you started collecting diamonds in your small little black bag. Can you see that? It's so difficult to insert diamonds into a small little black bag. Suddenly you realize it was just a dream. You came out of the dream. You saw your mother sprinkling water, throwing water on your face. And then she calls you for the breakfast. After having breakfast, you start riding your small little tricycle. All right. Okay. So I have told you a story. Now you can open your eyes. I have told you a story, and I have told you twice, so that you could remember that better than before. Now, I would like you to open your mics now for a few seconds. I will ask you questions and you need to reply me on your mics on, right? Okay, for a few minutes, 1 minute, open the mic. So let me ask you, where you were walking, where did you go?
Jungle.
Jungle. All right. Why did you go there? What was the event?
Ceremony.
Marriage ceremony. Thank you. What did you get to eat over there?
Big
Mangoes.
Big mangoes. All right. What came out of the mango?
Gold coin.
Coins. How? Yes, gold coins, right? But how did you cut the mango?
Tiny scissors.
Small scissors. Yes, very small scissors. And what came out? The gold coins, right? You started eating gold coin, and gold coin is what stuck where? Throat. Yes. And you scream what? Doctor. All right. And the doctor came riding on top of what? Camel. Yes. And he was reading a huge
Newspaper.
newspaper. Yes, doctor was reading a huge newspaper. What was the picture on the front page of the newspaper?
Rajiv Gandhi.
Rajiv Gandhi.
Picture, yes. Rajiv Gandhi used to fly what? Driving car or what?
Aeroplanes.
Aeroplanes, yes. So you went to see his aeroplane. What kind of passengers were there?
Monkeys. Rajiv Gandhi's picture.
All right. So except for one small little
Aeroplanes. Girl.
yes, one little girl. Yes, thank you very much. All right. So the girl started screaming what?
Monkeys. Police.
When police came, what they had in their hands? Torches, yes. One of the torches fell down and resulted in what? Explosion, yes. An explosion turned into a cloud, right?
Yes.
Cloud. Now you're riding on top of the cloud, and you saw what on down there? You saw what?
Diamonds.
You saw a garden. And what was there in the garden? Diamonds, yes. You saw garden and there it was full of diamonds. You jumped and you started collecting diamonds where?
In the black bag.
Black pouch.
Yes, exactly. No pouch, bag.
Diamonds.
It was, yes. Yeah, it's black bag, yeah. And suddenly you realize it was just a dream. It was just a dream. Right, yes. And then you saw your
Mother.
mother. You saw your mother, right? And mother sprinkles what on your face?
Water.
Sprinkles water, yes. And then she calls you for the
Breakfast.
yes. And after doing your breakfast, you start riding what? Tricycle, yes. So this was the story. Let me show you the story here on the screen. This is a story. You went to the jungle, marriage ceremony, mango. Now I'm muting all the participants again. All right. So now everyone is muted again. Right. Thank you very much for your inputs. I sincerely appreciate it. Excuse me. So you went to the jungle to attend a marriage ceremony, mango and scissors, gold coins. It got stuck in your throat. Then you called doctor. He came on a camel, reading a newspaper. Have you ever seen a doctor who is coming on a camel and reading a newspaper? All right. Just a minute. All right. So let me disallow to unmute. All right. Just to make the session interruption free. All right. So you were going in a thick dark jungle to attend a marriage. The jungle is so thick. Is it possible to have a marriage there? It is not possible. Not logical. It is insane. Then in the marriage you get this big mangoes. Again, a strange thing. And then how did you cut the mango? Small little scissors. What came out? Gold coins. Illogical. This is a very very illogical story. But gold coin got stuck in your throat. Imagine you were so hungry you started eating gold coins. And then you screamed to doctor, and doctor came on a camel reading a big newspaper. On the front page of the newspaper, it was a big picture of Rajiv Gandhi, colorful picture. He used to fly airplane, and you went there, you saw monkeys, except for one small little girl, and the girl called police. Police came with torch in their hands, and it resulted in an explosion. It became cloud. You saw a garden, then full of diamonds. You started inserting diamond in your small little bag. Suddenly you realize it was just a dream. You saw your mother, throwing water on your face. She calls you for breakfast, and after breakfast, you start riding a small little bicycle. If you repeat this story, and I'm sure you'll be able to do that during the day, once or twice, inshallah, I guarantee that you will not forget this for a month. Did you realize that how many words you have remembered in just a small exercise of few minutes? It's 25 words. 5 into 5, 25 words with just a small little exercise you have been able to memorize. Because when I ask you questions, I just narrated the theory and the story first, and then when I ask you questions, you were able to repeat the words, right? So this is called power of linking or chaining. This is called linking technique. This is how you can memorize, you can enhance your memory, you can make your memory better than before, or improve your memory. Let me just have a look at the time. All right, improve your memory. This not only helps you develop a strong story, but this helps you develop your memory skills as well. Okay, let me see, someone's saying in the chat window here something. All right. Okay. All right. Someone says things are possible just like in cartoon or in dreams. All right. Okay. All right. So I was seeing it, did not think it is possible or not possible. Fine. So you were seeing it because I was narrating in front of you. Everything was concrete and tangible. That's why the story is memorable. All right. Thank you very much for your inputs. See this. If I had not narrated the story in front of you, most likely you would not have been able to memorize these 25 words in such a small time. It is not possible. The only reason you were able to do this because you created a story based on, or this you learned a story based on certain rules, and I'll tell you the rules. Now let's go further. Here the rules are like this. The objects need to be out of proportion, and you need to very clearly define and see the objects. Is it possible that you get a mango which is this big, yellow mango which is this big, but you got it somehow, and you imagine, and you were not only able to imagine, you were able to also feel how heavy it was. Then the mango was this big, but the scissors was so small, right? See this out of proportion. Then after looking at the garden, you saw diamonds, you jumped and you started, the diamonds were all spread across, but the bag that you had, small black color bag, right? Out of proportion things. The newspaper was so big on Rajiv Gandhi, the doctor was sitting on top of the camel and he was reading a huge newspaper. A newspaper cannot be so big, right? It has a certain size. So when you create the objects and you see them out of proportion, it helps you remember them clearly and firmly. So this is one of the things, one of the thumb rules of creating these stories. Okay, let me see who else it says. I had to, you had to Google Rajiv Gandhi. All right, that's fine. All right. So I'll tell you why Rajiv Gandhi is there in this picture. All right. So illogical, sensible, senseless connections. Senseless means you can say which doesn't make any sense. Illogical, senseless connection means, is it possible to have a marriage in a jungle? And the jungle is so thick and dark. No, it's not possible. Is it possible that you get mangoes in a marriage ceremony? No. Is it possible that you get scissors to cut the mangoes? No. Is it possible that you scream doctor, doctor, and the doctor is coming on a camel? No. These are all illogical expressions or connections, right? Is it possible that you went to an aeroplane, Rajiv Gandhi's aeroplane, and you saw all monkeys? No, it is not possible. So this is all illogical connections, right? So this is the second rule of thumb. What is the third rule? It has to be action-packed. See this, you were walking in the jungle. Then you cut the mango with a scissor. Then you ate the gold coins. It got stuck in your throat. And then you started screaming, doctor, doctor, doctor. And the doctor came on a camel and reading a newspaper. All these are actions. You went to the airplane to see the passengers, the monkeys, and the girl screamed. And then police came with torches. See, this all is action-packed, one after the other. Action, 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 so on and so forth. Another thing that you will notice over here, let me go back to the previous slide, is here. See this, there's no verb over here. For instance, I did not write going to the jungle. No. A scream is not there. Shouting is not there. Jumping is not there. Pushing or inserting diamonds in your bag is not there, right? So there is no verb. All are nouns. So this is an important consideration over here. So it has to be verb free, because verbs come in the stories by themselves. All you need to imagine are the objects, or you can say nouns. So these are few thumb rules for such stories. Now, what is the next exercise? Is that I would like you. Can we do this exercise? Okay. Well, the exercise, I'll tell you what is the exercise. The exercise is that when you go back to your normal life, when you share with your families, with your children, take this table, fill out with any other words, and we'll do this quickly so that I can tell you how to formulate the story, and then you can do this exercise later on with your children, right? So in your chat window, please write the name of any objects, right? And I will keep writing the objects over here to form a list similar to this. Any object whatsoever that comes to your mind. All right, so I'll go back to the editing mode so that I can write here. Okay, let me go to this slide. All right. All right, so any object that you can write in the chat window. Huzafa, do you have access to chat window? Huh? All right, so can you please read out the object for me, because I don't want to go back and forth between chat window. Yeah, read out. Yes, yeah. What's the first? Mug. M-U-G, mug. All right, this is the first thing, mug. All right, what's the second thing? Cable. Table. All right, table. Third? Okay, laptop. All right, third, fourth? Cake. All right. And book. Sorry? Book. Book. Then? Desert. All right, then? Curtains. Okay. Curtains. All right, then? Coffee. Okay, coffee. Then? Mobile phone. All right, mobile. Then? Shelf. Shelf. All right, then? Pen. Okay, then? Chair. Chair came before? No. All right, chair. Then? Tea. Okay, there was coffee earlier, now it is tea. All right, then? Light. Okay. Guys, no animals here. Okay, desert is there, but no. All right. Okay. Light. After light, what we have? Sofas. All right, sofa. Then? Balloon. Okay. Balloon. Then? Diamond. Okay. Diamond. All right. Now, see this, we cannot complete the story, so I'll stop here because we have a limited time here. So I'll just tell you the technique. In fact, I have already told you the technique. So, but let me quickly do this for you up to a few steps so that you can continue with your story later on. All right. So let me go back to the presentation mode here. Okay. Fine. So the story, I can create my version, and you can create your version of the story. The basic rule of thumb is the same. Out of proportion objects, illogical, senseless, baseless connections. And what else? Action-packed movements. And it has to be verb-free. All right, so this is our story. Right? Okay. So I'll open the mic for a few seconds till we reach like 4 or 5 words, and then we'll move on further. Right, just let me open the mics. Unmute everyone. All right, so it's going to be a little noisy. Please bear with me, bear with everyone else. All right. Now, what you need to do before I unmute everyone, what you need to do is to give me suggestions. For instance, let me go back to this list. See this. Imagine that I was drinking with a beautiful red color, cherry red mug in my hand. I had cherry red mug, beautiful cherry red mug. And interestingly, I was sitting on a top of a table, a small little 3-leg table. Can you see this mug here? I have a mug and I'm sitting on a small little 3-leg table. 3-leg table is very unstable, like small 3-leg table. And I also had a laptop on my lap. It's huge yellow color laptop on my lap. See this? Cherry red mug sitting on a 3-legged table, small 3-legged table, very small table, and holding a yellow color laptop. And all of a sudden, a cheesecake came out of the laptop. Out of nowhere, the cheesecake came out of the laptop. And the moment I lift the cheesecake, I wanted to eat it. The moment I lift the cheesecake, when I took it here, I realized it was just a book. It was a book. The cheesecake transformed into a book. Beautiful pink color book. Beautiful pink color book. It's so big that it's right in front of me. Now, so these are small little fundamental rules, fundamental stupid rules. This is cherry red mug, just to help you remember. And then I was sitting on a small 3-legged table, unstable 3-legged table, had a laptop which is yellow in color, huge laptop, yellow in color. And then cake came out of the laptop, cheesecake. And I wanted to eat. The moment I took the cheesecake here, I realized it was a pink color book. Now, this way you need to continue the story further. Now, the book, possibly, yes, the moment you open the book, you landed in a desert. It is a desert with red sand, and so on and so forth. So you can drive the story like this based on your imagination. So we found this exercise very helpful in doing this exercise with children. They get engaged very quickly. What do you do? How do you do this exercise? Okay, get children sit near you, take a piece of paper, keep writing the words the way I have done with you. Keep writing the words and then create the story with the help of children. Children love this activity because it helps them leverage their imaginative power, their creative power. So they create the story and then you repeat the story again. And in this small little exercise of few minutes, you have not only engaged them in a positive activity, which helps them ignite their right brain power, helps them leverage or use their right brain power, which is more related to creativity and colors and imagination, visualization, and so on and so forth. You have also helped them enhance their memory skills by helping them memorize these words, 25 words. It could be as many as 35 words, 45, 55. It could be as many as 100 words. 100 words remembered in a small amount of time. So see this, why are we doing this exercise? Is because it does not help you engage your children positively. It does not help your creativity. It does not help you in creativity. It also helps you increase your memory skills, enhance or strengthen your memory skills as well. So let's move on. So what did we do? Created a story on the fly, engaged both sides of the brain, memorized a good number of words. Right? So let's talk about a little bit about the memory. So there's no good or bad memory. It's all about having a trained or untrained memory. So you can train memory. A lot of people, you might have seen, they come with a complaint that oh, I've got a terrible memory. Terrible memory? No, we don't believe in terrible memory. We believe in having good memories, of course, and we believe in having trained or untrained memories. Why people complain of terrible memories? Why? Because they try to insert so many things from here and there in their head that the head or the memory cannot hold it. So why? What is the best way to free your memory so that memory can hold the information that it really should hold? Free out the memory by writing anything that go in your calendar, in your notebooks, in your idea book, or anywhere it should go out, leave the memory. You need not remember the telephone numbers or the license plates or your appointment dates or anything. Use your devices for reminding you for the appointments and so on and so forth. So once you offload your memory, then your memory becomes free. Your memory is not meant to have or keep appointments. No, not at all. The memory is there to hold the information, the knowledge, and so that you can share the knowledge with other people. Like you can see Dr. Zakir Naik sharing the knowledge with other people. Mashallah, he remembers the references like a train. When he starts saying the references, he does not stop. Mashallah. So this is how he has made, he has understood to make a good use of his memory. Well, there are long-term and short-term memories. One thing I would like to tell you over here that this is whatever that you have done so far. This is a short-term memory. If you do not repeat this exercise, then of course there are high chances that you will forget in a few days. But if you do this exercise over and over again, you will not be able to forget this for years. The first time that I came to know about this was in 2001, which was more than 19 years ago. So then I repeated this exercise so many times that it became like a permanent memory. So when I was developing this workshop for this morning's presentation, I did not go through the list of words in from my records. No, I created the previous slide all from my memory because I had remembered that so well. Alhamdulillah. So this is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we are able to remember this. So the point is that you need to use certain rules, the rule of thumb which we have already talked about. And then you can create a story. And then you start training your memory. And your memory becomes better and better and better, so on and so forth. I mean, it becomes a trained memory. It does not remain untrained memory anymore. And if you do it over and over again, then it becomes a long-term memory. If you don't do it many times, then it becomes a short-term memory. For instance, there has been research, multiple research on the subjects, that when the waiters take orders from people sitting in a restaurant, they know which person, of course they write as well sometimes, or in modern times they do. In old times, they did not used to write. They would remember just by their memory. So they would know what each table order was and bring the order. And once the bill was clear, the memory was gone. So if you ask the same waiter after a day-long work, that what do you think was the order from table 1 and what was the order from table 33 and so on and so forth, he would not remember. But he would definitely remember for half an hour what was the order from table 1. So these are short-term memories. People will also be able to relate this when they study for the exams. They pump a lot of information in their minds for a short amount of time. Once the exam is gone, everything is wiped out. So this is again a short-term memory example. All right, so that was all from our side. A little bit about Mumkin, that we are a team of coaches, and you can always refer back to us. If you are serious about improving one or more areas of your life, we are sure that you will come to Mumkin, and Mumkin can help you make progress. So one more thing before we leave is that we have an upcoming training coming up after 2 weeks, starting from July 4, as you see. This is called Leading by Coaching, and we are offering this for corporate executives, the managers, team leads. So in this course of 8 hours, which is spreading across four Saturdays, we teach people on how to coach their teams so that their teams are more empowered, the teams progress further, and they help the managers also progress further. Because it is not possible that when you grow your people, let's say this is you, and you grow your people, it is not possible that you do not grow. It means when your people grow, they push you from down. So you also start lifting yourself up. So that's how it works. You help other people grow, and the other people help you grow. So we are offering this program starting from, inshallah, from 4th of July, as you can see, 4 different Saturdays. So anyone would come and improve his or her coaching skills, he or she is more than welcome to join. So towards the end of the session, I would like you to write here what has been useful for you in this workshop. What has been useful for you in this workshop? All right. Okay. Okay. There was a lot of lists which we did not look at, because the purpose was just to help you understand the concept and the technique. All right, thumb rules of storytelling. All right, Bilal says thumb rules of storytelling. All right, someone is asking, what is a strategy for good short-term memory? Well, this is one of the stories. This story is one of the strategies to have a good short-term memory. How do we do that? You have seen that already. And for instance, you want to remember a paragraph of the newspaper, let's suppose, or a text. What you can do, read the text and highlight the keywords, the objects. Remember, always highlight the objects. And then you can take a list of objects and create a list like this, what we did just now, right? And then create a story, a stupid, nonsensible story. So what will happen is that you imagine you had 10 paragraphs in the text, 10 or 12 or 15 keywords you took out. You created a senseless story out of proportion and using all those rules. Now you remember the keywords. Now, if you remember the keywords, definitely in a click of a second, you will be able to recall what was written in those 10 paragraphs in this article. Okay. Then children learn through seeing, not listening. All right. Okay. So this is what you, all right. Thank you very much for sharing this. Repetition increases retention. Great. Faisal and Aisha Abdullah, memory improving skills. Yes, this is how you improve your memory. Remember to ooze out, to offload your memory, whatever you are carrying in your head on paper, and make sure that you use one paper. Means you have a notebook or something that you always refer to, so that your brain, your mind knows that there is a safe storage. I can always go back to that. All right. What else? Unusual ideas that stick for longer. Yes, yes. Especially if they're action-packed. Yes. Linking technique. Yeah, this is called linking technique. It's also called chaining technique. You can go internet and see for yourself. When I attended the workshop 19 years ago, that was the first time that I came to know about this technique, and I really loved that. So I'm also thankful to my trainer. His name was Hussain Rangwala, who taught me this technique, and he allowed me to use this technique. And by the way, the list is from Hussain's program, so you can see the references as well. I have mentioned his name as well. All right, what else? Linking technique. Can you please share the slide for thumbs up rules? Yes, I can do that again. Yes, how to engage kids in the story session? Well, yeah, okay. Making stories perfect rules to create a story with children. Yes, you can engage them positively. Power linking, all right. Okay, what else? As a language teacher, it's a use of vocabulary and how to teach it. All right, so fine. I never knew you were able to get this aspect. All right, so let me show you the thumb rules again. Hang on for a second. All right, thumb rules here, thumb rules here to go. So please take a snap or picture of this so that you can use this in your creative stories and to engage. So this is not only for children. This is not only for children, I repeat. This is also for adults. If you really want to improve your memory skills, then you need to train your memory. And this is one of the best ways to train your memory. So it's just like you start exercising, you want to build your muscles. Then what you do, on the first day, the muscles don't get built. But over a period of time, let's say a month or so, you continue to do this exercise, you start building your muscles. It starts showing up. So if you want to do this exercise, make sure that you do it consistently over a period of time, let's say over a month. And after a month, you will find amazing differences in your memory, inshallah. Let me just look at my watch. Another appointment to go. So thank you very much for your time. If I have anything else, yes. All right. So this is the last slide, good references. So please make sure, yeah, this is one of the best sites that I have seen, Mind Tools. Mind Tools, please remember, make sure that you go to Mind Tools. They have got a lot of wonderful tools over there, and most of them are free. Developing Super Memory, a book by Anant Pai. and the workshop success training workshop by Hussain Rangwala. So that was all from our side, and I am Nayyar Abdul Rab, representative for today's session, and one of the senior coaches at Mumkin. Looking forward to seeing you soon again. Thank you very much again for your presence. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that may Allah make this session beneficial for you and me, for people around us, for our world, this life and the hereafter. Ameen. Jazakallah khair for attendance. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.